What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the den. I hope you're all having a wonderful Easter. I hope you're all safe and sound. I hope you got to enjoy some time with your family and all the wonderful things that life brings. Let's talk about it, right? So as y'all know, it's the best day of the week, my personal favorite day of the week. It is Sunday night. It's time for some Sunday night confessions. We're going to see who we're going to open up. And of course, I'll open up with my confession and I'll share a story with you guys. And hopefully, y'all won't be too shy this evening to, share a little something with your boy. Share a little something with your friends in the den, the denizens, the den folk, the good people of Denizona. Yeah, that don't even make no sense. But anyway, welcome to the den, man. The best conversation on the internet. I hope you guys are doing great. And we're gonna have a secondary conversation, and the secondary conversation to complement the Sunday night confessions. We're gonna talk about breastfeeding. So I saw someone mention this the other day, and we're gonna talk about breastfeeding in public. We're gonna talk about breastfeeding as a whole, but breastfeeding in public especially. Is it right? Is it wrong? Or actually breast period. Should breast be free? There's a movement going on. There's a guy who has something going on supposed to happen in New York sometime soon. Basically trying to get a bunch of people to get naked and take a bunch of pictures, free the nipple type shit. We'll talk about that and all that good stuff. But let's get the proper housekeeping out of the way. You know how it goes. First, I appreciate you for allowing me to be your host. I am Ed Honcho, if you don't know. Again, this is The Den. And welcome. If you're a Den OG, you already know what it is. If you're new to it, welcome to The Den and enjoy. We're all a little thrown off, but it's all love. Make sure you follow The Den on all the proper social medias, facebook.com/Den Show Live, Twitter and Instagram @Den Show Live. You can find, Den stuff in all of those places. If you ever want to contact the Den, whether we're live or not, you can always call 833-284-3336. Again, that number is 833, the number 2, and the Den is the easiest way to remember it. Or you can send an email to denshowlive@gmail.com. And I appreciate some of you doing that. V. Darko, I saw the two you sent actually, and I'm gonna speak on those tomorrow. And if you want to tell a friend about the Den, you tell them to go to thedenshow.com. And, they'll take them right to the page. Tell them to go to denshow.com/live. It'll bring them to the live stream. Even if this live stream is not live, it'll still take them there. Let's see. Shout out to everybody who has been supporting the Den. I appreciate all the love. And, just as we continue to move forward on this journey, if you want to support the Den, the super chats are currently off until we reach our goal. Streamlabs.com/thedenshow. So if you would like to support the channel, anything is greatly appreciated. And, Patreon.com/thedenshow if you want to become a monthly patron to the Den. So if you want to support monthly. And what I'm going to be doing with that also is I'm going to be starting a Den Discord for the patron supporters. So that way it'll be kind of like we can continue the conversation, all day basically, even when we're not live. We can still, stay in contact with the Den. Because I was looking at different platforms. The Discord just offers something a little bit different. It allows you, you actually can speak and, share memes, photos, and all that other stuff. So for those of you who do decide that you may want to be a monthly supporter of the Den, there'll be that so that we can always, chop it up. So with that being said, let's get into tonight's conversation. So I told you guys the other day about a story. I need to check. I don't ever pay attention. I don't think the scar is there anymore. But let me get my confession out the way before it gets, so that way before everybody get up in here talking shit. But let's see who we have joining us, and then we'll get all the way into it, man. So I see Miss. I hate when the fucking chat does it. I don't know why it's been doing that so much as of late. Like it doesn't let me go all the way back. It only let me go so far back. So I see Maria, what's the motherfucking deal? Tony Turtle, what's the motherfucking deal? Montero, what's the motherfucking deal? Sweetberry. Let's see, Mac 11, Marie Lovely, what's the motherfucking deal? V Darko, Miss Thang, Beast Mode Engaged. Let's see. Banker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? And I hope I ain't missed nobody. If I missed you, I ain't diss you. It was just, I slightly overlooked it. So, Jared Key, what's the motherfucking deal? Man, Jared, I apologize. I haven't been on my Twitter lately, and I saw you had sent a message in my email. I hadn't even checked logged away all the way back in to see the message, and I remember you were telling me something about some tri-ball this weekend. I've been off the socials. The only time I get on is on PC, so I apologize for missing your message. I'm gonna check that out after the stream, and I'll get back with you, see what you had going on, but I'm sure I know what it is. D-Love, Rashida Reed, what's the motherfucking deal, man? So, here is the deal. Let me get my confession out the way, and I said that I would tell you guys a confession, a story, if you will, a little bit about my childhood, right? So we talked about being young and wild, young, dumb, and full of cum, as they say. And so there used to be, there used to be jump offs, I guess you would say. And if you don't know what a jump off is, it would be a chick who would be willing to do things, right? Do things that, as a young gentleman, you enjoyed physically. I ain't talking about sports. I'm talking about physical pleasures, right? So, well, where I was living at the time, there was a chick, and word, I mean, I don't even know what mentality it is. I don't know how, I don't know who put us on, whatever. And there would be chicks like this from time to time. But it was a little small town, not that far away. And it was maybe about a 15-minute ride, right? And so I had a homeboy like, man, I know this chick, man. She'll give everybody head, and she'll do this, and this, and all. All right, well, cool. It is what it is. We were talking about, I think, because we were talking about that story where the chick had brought the little boy to her house, and the boy ended up killing the grandpa because he didn't want to leave, which is some mark ass shit. But so this chick, she stayed with her aunt, I believe, right? And so the way the house was set up, yes, the doctor, Baker Man know what's up. So the way this chick, the house was set up, like, it was kind of a rural area, not necessarily rural, but it was space. There was a lot of space. So you kind of parked down the way, nobody would see you, and exactly, around the way girls. And man, they got around the way. How you get around to another town? That's when you know you're really doing something. You got motherfuckers coming out of town to see you. But so my homeboy, he was like, man, look, we can go slide over. It was me. I drove. It was my partner, and I believe he brought like his little cousin or something. And this is his little cousin. It was like his first experience ever. Period. Point blank. This was his first time ever getting down with anything, right? So anyway, my homeboy knew her. He went in first. It is what it is. And then come back kind of jogging down the street. He's like, all right, this is what you got to do to get there. The yard was fenced in, like a chain link fence. All right. And kind of had to like hop fence. There was like a little tree right by you. Kind of hop the tree a little bit. It'll give you a little boost to get over the fence. Now you got to think, when I was young, I was pretty athletic. That'll come into play a little bit later in the story. But right by her window, there was an air conditioning unit. And you just climb on the air conditioning unit, slide through the window. Hey, how you doing? Unzip, do your thing, and get gone, right? So, like I said, it's my first time. I might have ran into her 2 or 3 times. And the funny thing about it is actually we ended up playing at school in basketball one day, and she was in the crowd. We're not gonna talk about all that. That's another story. But so I hop on the AC, feeling cool before I even got in. So I get up in there, I slide in. She does her thing, and I'm feeling it's pretty good. It's quite enjoyable. I'm enjoying my situation. I'm in a good spot right now, right? So I get all done. I'm all fine and dandy, and I'm feeling good, feeling great. feeling like I'm walking on air, right? Just feeling like I just took a load of stress off, if you understand what I mean. So I'm like, I appreciate it. I dip out the window, slide off to the AC. And, I'm feeling so good that I said, you know what? Fuck that chain link fence. I'm gonna just jump over this, but I don't even need no boost, right? Because I had some hops when I was young. So, I'm making my approach like I'm going for a dunk, I'm talking about, taking my couple of my gather steps, and I hit the sky. Honcho Skywalker, if you will. Now, I could have cleared the fence, so y'all know what's gonna happen. I could have cleared this fence easily, all right? I could have cleared the fence easily. But for some reason, I felt like I was gonna just do some extra shit. And I was gonna boost off the top of the chain link fence and just put some more sky up on it. I was just feeling so good. My head was already in the clouds. I'm just like, man, you know what? Let me. I'm finna show off on these niggas. They can't hop like me. They can't do what I do. So as I go, like I said, I'm looking and I'm jumping and I look down the fence trying to get my placement right. And I put my foot down, right? And as I put my foot down to give myself that extra little bit of a boost, I don't go upwards. I go down. My foot, I push off, I slip and fall over the fucking fence. Scrape my leg on the fucking side of the fucking thing, and I had like a scar for a while. Cut my leg on the fucking side of the fence. Hit the ground, right? Roll up, got up, like ain't nothing happened. Continue jogging to the car. Man, I get to the car. These niggas in the car dying, laughing. I mean, they clowning. You must have been feeling really good over there, yada, yada, whoop, whoop. It was what it was. But hey, Jack, exactly. Happens to the best of us, man. Players fuck up, but at least I accomplished my mission before I fried it. So, because I don't think it would have been as kosher going in with a bloody leg trying to get it off. So, yeah, that's the my confession this evening. I had some head. It was so good I thought I could fly afterwards, and yeah, they gave me shit for that about it for a couple of weeks. So, that's definitely not the wasn't the greatest conclusion, but play it happens, man. They showed the shirt. Oh yeah, man, y'all gotta check this fly shit out, man. Look, and I'll have the link. I don't think I put it in the description. I'll put it in the description after the thing, or I'll post it up tomorrow. Look, man, y'all gotta get y'all one of these, man. This that player shit real quick. The den folk. I don't know, see, it should be mirrored, so I'll be seeing it crooked, man. Hold on, where we at? With the description, den folk, all dictionary style, do it like this. Get you some of that shit. Group of people, here we go. A group of people exchanging ideas in the den. Number 2, friends in the den. All right, I gotta get y'all one of those, man. I'll have them available. Well, I'll have them available for purchase. Like I said, I'll put the link up after this, or if you want to hit me on denshowlive@gmail, and I can send you a link personally, or however you want to get it, we can make it shake. So let's talk about it, man. And so I said, what we're gonna do today, thanks to the suggestion from the lovely Miss V Darko. Sometimes y'all act like y'all are afraid to share your confessions, and that's fine. I understand. I understand. Because I was thinking about that today, and I was like, man, I'm gonna tell you about that. The I hate bitch shirt. I had to be careful because the one I was going through, that might be considered hate speech. So I might have to find somebody independent who about their life to get those done for me. But so the secondary conversation today, like I said, will be about breastfeeding. Is breastfeeding appropriate in public? Should you breastfeed your child, period? And I want to hear your thoughts on that. I want to discuss that. So like I said, if you don't have a confession, we can talk about breastfeeding and its place in society. It's a natural thing, but should it be banned in public? I know a lot of people get offended by it. So, me personally, I don't have too much of a problem with it. I think there's an appropriate way to do it. But we'll get more into that as we get going. So this is what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna open up this line because I have been spilling my flavor, and let me get the number up and all that other stuff, and then you guys can feel free to, like I say, to jump in this conversation. If you got a confession, man, feel free to share it. I'd definitely love to hear it. I'm sure the Den folk would love to hear it. And so let's make it a good night, man. Happy Easter to everybody. Unfortunate events of what happened in Sri Lanka, man. So definitely my heart goes out to those folks, man. They weren't trying to do anything but, celebrate what they believe in. And a lot of people lost their lives. And so I find that very unfortunate, man. And some cold-blooded people out there. Now, when we talk about wolves, those are wolves. People who will prey on you at your weakest point. These people weren't doing anything out of the ordinary. They knew that it would be a significant number of people going to attend service, and they took advantage of that shit, and they made a coordinated attack and killed lots of people, injured a lot more. Several hundred people died, or a few hundred people died, and several hundred people injured. So hearts definitely go out to them. But let's get it open, man. Let's open up the line. Feeling good, feeling fine. I want to know what y'all talking about. I want to know what y'all is talking about. I did not watch the video. I ain't gonna lie, I haven't watched too many videos. I spent some time, like I say, chopping up calls and stuff like that. And I'm gonna start sharing more of the calls, like on the gram and in the Facebook group and things like that. I'm also thinking about doing something like top comments and maybe doing like an end of the week thing, the top comments and calls of the week, something of that nature. We'll see what happens. I just haven't been looking at nothing. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't been, cause like I said, I got a couple of recommendations for some things today, and I was just doing some maintenance and some figuring and some thinkings, and definitely I didn't get around to it, so I will get on that though. So it is what it is. Let's see. Maybe clips out of the street. That's funny you're saying that. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Like I said, I'm gonna start clipping the calls and things like that. I posted something today on my main Instagram, and I'm gonna start reposting more on the Den show. Like I said, I'm trying to bring a little bit of attention. Like I said, it's actually probably more people on the Den show Instagram, but those are from there was a different Instagram page. So most of the people I don't even know what the fuck is going on. But try to bring a couple of folks from my main Instagram profile over. I'm gonna be changing a couple of things and working a few things like that. But I'm definitely gonna start doing that. And and we have the Brody B Chronicles, the 5th and final installment, part 5, The Two Doves. So towards the end of the stream, we will make sure to check that out. We'll make sure to get into that. So my Instagram name, my personal Instagram is Ed Honcho HTX. Twitter and Instagram, same thing. Let me see. I'll put it up here for you. There you go. Ed Honcho HTX. I try to keep everything as close to the same as I can. And so there we go. I'm just mean, oh yeah. So your signal sucks. Oh man, you gotta look. You gotta get you some foil, and you gotta get in like the corner of the room and fucking, make it hang out the thing. So there's that. But let's talk about it, man. Like I say, is breastfeeding appropriate? Why y'all decide if y'all coming up with a confession or not? I wonder, how do y'all feel about it? Is breastfeeding appropriate? Should breastfeeding happen in public? Should there be a designated area for hungry babies, if you will? Now, I personally don't have an issue with it, right? It's free titty, right? So I mean, hey, as long as it's nice titty. I mean, there's should be a titty scale. No, I'm just fucking with y'all. But I don't really see an issue with it. I mean, if you're truly feeding the baby, everybody benefits. Get a little free titty. Baby gets fed. I think depending on, because I would say, I've seen people who use the little covers and things, but sometimes it can be very hot outside or hot in wherever it's at. It just depends. I don't personally have an issue with it, but I know some people will lose their shit. And also with that is, should women be able to expose themselves bare-breasted in public? I mean, it's not a problem if you see motherfuckers who are jogging, who are running or whatever, but I'm sure, if you're out there jogging, you probably need to have a sports bra on. That seems like it would be uncomfortable. A bunch of titty fat flopping everywhere. But, if it's okay for men, should it be okay for women to go out in public bare-breasted? I want to know what you guys think about that, your opinions on that also. So, is it an unfair standard for men and women? You know what I mean? I think that that's interesting. So I think they should cover up because America's full of weirdos. Absolutely, man. If motherfuckers out there going around upskirting, they definitely gonna be out there breastfeeding and babying. And that shit, it's some real purpose. They probably try to get the double up. It was a fucking old pedophile, like titty and baby. Motherfuckers are weird. Oh man, so if you conducted with a hot chick, conducted scratch sniff test going the wrong way. Whew. Man. That's tough. I think it just depends on the intensity. A little bit of if it's just a talk, if you give you a that's that's not what I expected. I'll power through it. Let's get it done. I mean, the opportunities presented. Everything's ain't always like they say. Everything's not always gonna be perfect. Sometimes you got to take the opportunities as it is. But if it's like a if it makes you, it gives you a full funk face, then yeah, I think you're either gonna have to be honest about the situation, or and hopefully that she ain't too offended by it and get through it. And if she's a decent woman, then she shouldn't be offended by it. I mean, she should want to know that that she's presenting herself appropriately. If she gets mad about it, then you're probably doing yourself a favor, because if that's an issue with hygiene, then there's probably some other issues not too far behind it. So I think you got to tell them. I think you got to let them know. You got to let them know. What else are you talking about? You say no women should stay in the kitchen. Don't be out in public showing titties. So we can't have. Can we have kitchen titties? Is that okay? You say some of these moms get off on people. Oh, that's odd. That's a odd way to be aroused. Say it's weird when you see a 4-year-old. Hey, look. Yeah, oh shit, my ear. Some of y'all gotta wean the kids a little early, man. All right, we got a call coming in. Let's see what we got calling in here. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
It's about time. Damn. You feel what?
Yeah, I was waiting on the call. I saw you say you was trying to call in. What you got though? What you got for us, man?
No, so Honcho, okay. So I got a confession. Like I didn't really want to tell this one because it's kind of embarrassing.
Okay.
But I was in elementary, but I was on a summer vacation on the way to the 5th grade, and me and my cousin, we were a little close. You know what I'm saying? So before we get to this part, let's just go back to see. I want to go back to like when I was actually in school. I was in school. We was on the computers with another student, and it had something to do with WWE. He managed to get onto WWE.com, and WWE have divas, right?
Yeah.
And somehow, some way, I don't know how, but he was actually looking at nudes of WWE divas. Like I didn't. Okay, so now that that's out, let's just go back to me and my cousin. We was on I had my granny and my great grandmother taking us somewhere. We in the back seat, and I'm telling him, hey, this dude at my school, he was looking at some naked WWE divas. I don't know how, what I'm saying? And so that gave him ideas. As soon as we got to the house, both grannies was in the room. and it's a one-story house and only one bedroom. So, but the computer was like right outside. We he got the idea, to get on the computer and try to investigate how he may have found those photos. Do his own little research. And long story short, he found some news, but it wasn't of WWE. It wasn't WWE Divas. It was it was other women. And I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. I was like, bro, hey bro, get off, man, get off. Like, hell no, man. Look at these balloons, shit like that. Okay, so here's what happened. The computer was kind of slow, so whenever my gunner would come out, he would click on the exit button. He clicked it a few times. The first few times he managed to like close it out before she was able to see it. She would come and check on us, and well, one of the things I did that you couldn't call a mistake is I went in there and asked her because, like I said, it was two of them. One of them was visiting, so I asked her like, when was she gonna leave? I was like, when you gonna leave? And she like, why and all that stuff. And I don't think she ever told me, but I kind of forgot how that part of the story ended. So I come back in, we still doing our thing, and she come out again and she actually sees him clicking. Luckily, the site was up, but it kind of takes a long time to load, so she didn't see the pictures. So he's but she's like, what y'all doing? Or what y'all looking at? He's like, oh, no, we just like clicking, like rapidly clicking the X button, and then it finally goes off. Okay, so it's like twice already. Now the third time, I can't really say that we were so lucky. She come again, and they were looking at the photos and all that stuff, and just to say, let me just let y'all know this. For those who might have dirty minds, no, we was not doing that because we were young, because we didn't know how to. We were young, and we haven't gotten to that stage of our lives yet. So, no, we were not doing that. Okay, back to the story. Look, she come out the third time, and she's like highly suspicious now. And he managed to exit out again, but yeah, she's like really suspicious. So she told him to get off the computer, and we go sit on the couch, and I mean she can pull up Google, but she wouldn't. He already exited out. So here's what she did. She went and asked Granny in her room how she was asking her instructions on how to like pull up the very last thing, because this was like years ago. We were children. It was like well over a decade ago. So she was asking her for instructions on how to go, how to revisit the very last site you've been on. And I'm just holding on to the hope that she won't be able to find it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So me and my cousin sitting on the couch, and I don't know, like at that time, like I wasn't really I wasn't too nervous because I didn't think that we were gonna get caught. No. She go in and apparently she give her the instructions. She come in, she sit down, and she on the computer, and I'm kind of like I got my nose stuck in there, and I think she's gonna find it. She do a little typing and do whatever she had to do. And I'm watching the TV, and I guess my cousin was watching her. And she might. Okay, so what happened was the site came up, and then the pictures didn't come up, but like everything else, like the outlines and everything. And I heard my cousin say, "Dang it!" I was like, what? Then yeah, we saw the outline, and sure enough, like the very next second, the pictures came up. And her first response, was, "Oh." My cousin just like, "Damn." I'm gonna reveal like the exact site that he went to as soon as I'm done with the story. So, she calling our other granny. She's like, "Come here, granny," which was her mother, by the way. And she come in, and her response, "Oh." All right. And whew, yeah, they see what we were looking at, which was not good. And then she proceeds to say, "I ain't never getting on my computer again, but the bad part about it is both of our parents were coming to pick us up the very next morning. So that didn't really make it any better. So she, Granny, she come over and asked us, which one of y'all was, like, whose idea was it? And we were putting at each other, like, of course we'll do that. And he started crying, so I thought that gave me leverage, but it didn't really matter. We both got in trouble, and we were both not able to use the computer anymore. The next morning, come by, his mother come, pick him up, and she was disappointed and all that stuff. So my parents, like, after he gone, like maybe like 30 minutes later, both of my parents come, and they greet me. They go hug Granny, and I'm kind of hoping that she won't see nothing about it. Like, if you just move on, let bygones be bygones. But then she was like, "Your boy been a bad boy," and she's like, "I know." Trisha called into, Granny called into me. All right, so fast forward a couple minutes later, I'm in a car with my parents, and we just driving, they talking to each other, and then you hear like a pause, and then my dad like, "Devontae, how y'all get caught watching porn?" And I just, my mama was she was disappointed, but I was so young. So she just told me not to do it again. So as soon as she get out, and because we stopped by a store, she got out, went in the store and got some. But he looked back at me with a big smile on his face. He was like, "I can't believe I got caught watching porn." Okay, so fast forward, he asked me what site did we go to, or did he go to, and the site was mybigass.com. That was the site that he was on. We was on
mybigass.com.
Yeah.
Let me jot that down. My big.
And I was supposed to be honest, I was in a position to where I was supposed to keep a lookout, which I failed. But yeah. Yeah, no, we got caught watching that, and she said that we weren't getting on a computer for a while, and for the most part, she wasn't online. It's been like 8 months since we were finally get back on the computer. So yeah, we kind of learned our lesson there.
So
I mean, there was.
So I mean, did y'all get were y'all physically punished? Y'all just kind of got a talking to.
Oh yeah. The biggest punishment was not being able to use the computer for like a year.
Okay. If y'all was my kids, I'd have whooped y'all ass. Goddamn it, y'all ain't got no damn business. Y'all don't go to them sites unless you tell me first about the site. I need to see what's going on. Fucking with you. Maybe think about old buddy daddy from Don't Be a Menace. Don't be fucking none of them freaks. Don't be bringing none of them freaks around here unless I fuck them first. But nah, I mean, well, I guess that's cool that you ain't really getting into too much shit. Everybody look it up. I mean, let me jot that down because that's another confession story I can tell. You just reminded me of something else. But
oh, that's nice.
Man,
that's right. Elementary kids, man. Know what we got to do. But here's the thing. I guess a good moral of the story is, especially if y'all have kids, and if y'all want y'all kids watching that, don't be watching it around y'all children. Kind of like cursing, like if you don't want your kids cursing, don't curse around them. You can do your best to try, but you can have some family members that's gonna do it anyway. But yeah, I mean, we didn't like porn didn't just like come to our minds like that. And the kid that I told you, I was in school with that gave me that idea. It didn't come to his mind like that either. I'm pretty sure. He was watching it with some of his family members or maybe have friends doing the same thing. Don't just discover porn. That's such a young age. I mean, that's not the first time I got caught doing that at such a young age. But
you were a serial offender, ain't that a bit? Oh man, that's funny.
That's my confession Sunday.
Okay. Well, that's a bit D-Love, man. I'm glad that the call finally got through so you can share that with us. But that's funny though. That's funny. You know what I'm saying? Blame the cousin. That's tough, man. That nigga start crying. So yeah, you can't do no more dirt with him. If that nigga start crying on something like that, now you can't fuck with that motherfucker. Nah, okay. That's it. You gotta do your dirt by your lonely, man.
I mean, I really thought that was gonna let them know that was gonna give them the idea that he was hella guilty and that was gonna let me off free, but hell no. Because you know what they're gonna say, like, you should have came and told us. That's how that works.
Nah, y'all both criminals. Guilty by association. Goddamn shame on y'all.
But now on a real though, Honcho, like to be real, they did have some big balloons though. He wasn't lying about that.
I mean, I thought it was supposed to be my big ass. Y'all looking at balloons. I thought y'all was supposed to be my big ass.
No, it was both. It was both. It was
Okay.
both of them.
Okay.
They all were big. They were all black too. So I mean,
Okay.
that explains some shit.
Well, that's always very intriguing. Well, that's a bit, man. That's a bit, D-Love, man. I appreciate you sharing that with us this evening.
I appreciate it, Honcho.
Already. I'm gonna be investigating just to see if that site is still. I mean, just for research purposes. After the stream is over with, I'm just gonna examine. I'm just to help me understand the details of the story just a little bit better. That's the only reason why that I would even consider such a preposterous thing to do. I would never engage in anything of that sort outside of research purposes only. Yeah, man. Look, Jack. It's definitely some it's some things going on. There's some things going on. Oh, look who has joined us. Heidi. Heidi is here. Interesting. Somebody left a comment about Heidi on yesterday's stream, and it was not nice at all. And I didn't like it. I was upset by that comment. I would never believe someone would say such a negative thing about Heidi and her Rockets fandom. But man, okay, so we got a caught doing well, not, I mean, it wasn't too bad, I guess. I mean, you ain't getting too much trouble. You just got banned from the computer. But I mean, see, this is what matters. Like, let's see, D-Love, you seem to be a little bit younger. Let's see, you in the military now, I think, fresh out of high school. So you might have been on, that might have been the DSL days. You know what I'm saying? It should have been at least, you should have been in at least a little bit more high-speed internet by that time. You wasn't having to deal with the dial-up. Dial-up, if you did that shit in the days of dial-up, you was living dangerously. You know what I'm saying? Because it's tough, man. It's super tough. So, there's that. You say Heidi needs to call in, that's all you want for Christmas. Man, look, you might as well be waiting till Christmas 2024, because Heidi is never going to call. But, all right. Let me see. Who is next? Who is going to share an interesting confession with us? Who's going to share their thoughts and opinions on public breastfeeding? Or should women be allowed to be in public bare-breasted? Uh-oh. What we got going on here? What's happening? Let me see what's going on. My chat active. See, that's what I'm saying. My chat has been on some janky shit. I'm glad I got this other little, dilly because the chat has been acting real stupid the last few days. Let me try something here. See if this helps, but I don't know why it's been real shitty. And make sure I'm on the live chat. All right, cool. All right. Let's see. Bare-breasted. Should women, and I want to know women's opinion on this. Women, if you had the right, if you had the ability, if it were legally acceptable, right? We're living in this age of progressiveness and we're moving forward, equality. Go feminists, right? Right? No? Okay. I tried. But let's talk about it. If you had the right to go in public bare-breasted, I mean, I'm sure y'all love your Vicky secrets and all that stuff, right? But if you could operate just like a man, because I've seen this thing is supposed to be a big deal about free the nipple and, women's bodies should be treated the same way. Or should it be that men should have to cover up and always wear shirts? I mean, how do y'all feel about that. They already do. Where do they do that? I need, research purposes. I need to find out where they do. What's going on with that? Yeah, I'll find out. Yeah, look, this is supposed to be Easter Sunday. We supposed to be in love, peace, and rabbits and eggs. Y'all in there fired up, man. Y'all in there bucking the system, man. You say some hoes barely wearing shit trying to make it real. Shit, you might as well. The gram is what it is. Sanitary is legal for shirts go for females. Okay. Okay. Well, when I go to Canada, I know where to go. Maybe. I don't know if that's a good thing. I'm gonna be honest, because like I said, I was looking at that shit where the dude, the artist, he's supposed to be having because I think he's done some shit in Mexico and some other places where he's had like thousands of people come out and take these big, huge group photos with nudity and shit. And then I'm gonna be honest, man, y'all know who really shows up to that shit. It's the people who nobody wants to see, and so they like, fuck it. I'm gonna put my body out there since no one else wants to see it. I'm gonna make them look at it. That's the crazy shit about it. It'd be the motherfuckers that nobody want to see is the ones that want to put themselves out there the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember when I was young, I would think that, oh man, nudist colonies, they gotta be pretty cool, right? Until you find out it's just even nude beaches. Like, it's a bunch of fucking old people or not the most attractive by society standards, And again, like I said, I don't have issues with certain things, but it's just some motherfuckers that are just rough, right? McGruff the calm dog rough. And if you want to expose your body, like, at least treat your body well, treat your body kindly so that it's a body worth exposing. You know what I mean? Don't be all sloppy with yourself and then just want to be all out there like that. But that seems to be the way as it is. But then I guess, if you take better care of your body, are you more likely to not want to show it off? How does that work? I know when I was in better shape, like when I was actually, I had no reason to wear a shirt. I'm finding any excuse. Nigga, step outside and it's this fucking summertime with a little bit of drop. Man, it's hot in this motherfucker, come up out the shirt and shit, So, I find any justification to come up out the shirt and shit, But I'm wondering, does it work like that the other way around? And I'm just curious, you know what I'm saying? Breastfeeding in the closet, that's terrible. You need chest support. Oh. Then field trips on chair. Yeah, research purposes, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, Charles Barkley's going in on San Antonio the other day. See, I would love to go to San Antonio, but they have to relocate the Spurs first, so I can't do the San Antonio. They just gotta be proportionate. Look, I don't want to be accused of breaking a bitch. Let's see, look, it is what it is. Let's see. What? DJ watching wigs. What the hell is y'all talking about? Now, I will give them, I'll give them a pass if they do carry their own churros. So there's that. Mexican food. But Houston has enough Mexican food for me. Houston was like on the list for the biggest city. I think we went and lost out to LA recently or something like that. And is there a correlation? That's a good question. Is there a correlation between fattest cities and Mexican residents? And I'm not saying all the Mexicans are fat. I'm just saying the Mexican food is making people fat, right? So I'm wondering, is there a connection? Houston used to be number one a few years back, and then we, as far as fattest cities, not biggest. Right now, I think we're fourth. I think it's New York, LA, Chicago, then Houston. But in a couple of years, I think we're on a trajectory to pass up Chicago because so many people are moving to Houston. So, you know what I'm saying? Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So what the hell do rabbits have to do with the day story? That's always my question. I've always been kind of wondering about that. But I think we know the reasoning behind a lot of these things, It's, I always thought from very young, that holidays like were, because if you look at them, it's always like a major holiday every quarter, right? I look at it as like an economic stimulus. You know, people go out and they spend a lot of money each of these holidays, each of these major holidays, and you know it keeps a certain sector of society. You know, they get an influx of cash every year. So that's kind of how I always looked at it. But it is what it is. Yes, yes. But that's what I'm saying. You know, the thing is, the medical records probably, that's not a different story. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for when they start selling your shit? Everything is for sale now, right? I mean, especially with the advent of the internet and ad profiles and everything like that. That's why I say I'm not going to do an ancestry thing, because once you give them that, once you just give them the DNA shit, they know everything that you know they need to know about you, and everything that you have a propensity to lean towards, your health profile. I mean, everything they need to know is in the DNA. So yeah, they're going to tell you, oh yeah, you got some English bulldog in you, and you got a little sub-Saharan African in you, and I think you got a little Australian in you. But don't you need these pills? Because how's that rash you got? You know, how's this? How's that? You know, they're gonna start hitting you with all kind of shit. They're like, how the fuck do they know? How do they know this? Oh, well, they only got your DNA. I mean, that's it. So they can kind of figure it out just a little bit easier. So it is what it is. Yeah, it's crazy. Laughing. So y'all acting like y'all scared out there. D-Love the only one dropping nuts today, man. You know what I'm saying? Putting himself out there, man. Hold up. News says a shortage. Ain't a shortage of anything. We just overconsume shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like I say, you know, it's about growth and progress and learning and things of that nature. And I started fucking with this little calorie count shit, kind of on some old stupid shit. Like, not really. I'm not saying I wasn't taking it serious. You know, just making sure I stay under the number. Treat it like a game. Can you stay under this amount of points, right? And I do. I take a shit. I measure out everything I eat now. Fucking cups and grams and ounces. I used to be a different program. Now it's for my food. And but now that I look at it, like I said, I look at my not now, but how I used to eat, and the portion sizes, and just the quality of the calories that I was consuming, like what I was eating, and I'm just like, man, I had to be some days easily hitting 5,000-6,000 calories, just eating a bunch of shit for no reason, like the shittiest of shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, just ever since I've cut it short, like I said, I started I think around the 3rd of April. Now I'm down. Like I weighed myself today. I'm down about 10 pounds since I've just been cutting shit out, and you know, light workouts here and there. So meal prepping is something I have been considering, but I just hadn't really got into it because I told him to start trying to do the Mediterranean thing. And I was actually I went grocery shopping right before the stream, and I was mad because I guess I got there a little late. They had already closed down the you know, the little seafood section or whatever, because I was going to get some, you have to go get some salmon and shrimp. You know, so many shrimp, I got iodine poisoning. But yeah, definitely got to take shit more seriously. And I'm just looking at it, just one, how I feel, energy levels, things of that nature. And if I just got more sleep, I'd be all right. If I got a little bit more sleep, I'd probably be A-okay. So you doing an 18-hour fast right now? I thought about throwing a fast in the mix. Intermittent is cool. But me, I'm gonna fuck it up. If I eat anything, I'm just gonna be like, man, fuck it. Let me just eat a little bit of this, eat a little bit of that. So maybe summertime I'll try another regular fast. I got like I say, my mom, she's gonna be getting married this summer. So, you know, I gotta give her away. So I gotta make sure I'm looking right, you know, when I give her away. You know, if I pop back up on the scene, I ain't been seen in a while. So I'm just gonna be like, look, Jack. They're gonna be like, oh, I haven't seen. Oh, how you been? It's been so long. Motherfucking right, it's been long. It's gonna stay long. Fuck y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna tell my mom that BBC said congrats about anything. So that's just not gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen, Jack. I have some stuff. You know what I actually use? I got some of that Dr. Bronner shit, and I got the lavender shit of that. And so it's like in the day when I get up, there's a certain soap I use, and at nighttime I use a different soap. So like something that puts me in a more relaxed mood. So I use the lavender shit to lay it down. But that's funny. That's funny. So, like I said, we've had a few events take place today. We've had a few things that have happened. And it's crazy. Because I guess I just can't fathom it because I've never been that mentality. To just want to, we talk about, like I said, we're talking about wolves and sheep and things like that. What does a person get out of killing, mass murders, things of that nature? Like, what does a person get out of that? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Good grief. I had to get out of there. Man, how many names do you have? And never mind. I don't even know. I got nothing for it. Acknowledgement, recognition, notoriety. Okay. Then they get killed, but they feel worthwhile. I don't think I really want to know. I don't think I really want to know. Just if you got time for all that, you got players from every team. You got the whole NFL roster and shit of fucking screen names. You know. That's tough, man. Yeah, because they were suicide bombers, weren't they? 'Cause from what I've heard, they were. You know what I'm saying? Right, D Love. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they trying to shit on my boy D Love, man, but ain't nobody want to call in and share their confessions. See how y'all acting. You know, and I ain't even mad at some of the ladies. Ladies have been very active this week. They've been, confessing even on days that they weren't even confessing. So I'm not so much mad at the ladies, because they have been very open. They've been very forthcoming with the den this week, and I appreciate that. It has to be, yes, in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka. Okay, I'm gonna go to my ear, so I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. All right, what's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hello, it's B Darko.
Miss Darko, how are you doing?
I'm good.
How was your Easter today?
I don't celebrate Easter, so it's just another day.
Okay, so what about you? I thought you said your husband was actually in the church the other night. They don't celebrate Easter in the church.
Yeah, he's Christian and he celebrates Easter, but I don't.
Okay. That's interesting. I might have to ask you a question about that later, but we'll push that to the side. But so what would you like to talk about this evening? What's on your mind?
So I was calling with a breastfeeding story.
Okay.
I think that people should cover up, honestly. I mean, I know that it's a natural thing to be able to breastfeed your child if the child is hungry. They make a lot of facilities for you to be able to do that. So, me personally, I don't want to see you sitting outside with your breast out feeding no baby. That's just me. And I would never do that. I'm not going to complain if they do it. I just feel like it's a time and a place for it. Or if you have to do it, they make the little baby blankets that you can pull over your shoulder and slightly cover the baby up a little bit, or cover your breast, rather, so that, especially if you're at a park or something like that, because then you're opening up all these questions for children to be asking about before they need to.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got a question.
But when I was in Africa,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Oh, no, no. Go ahead. I thought you were finished. Go ahead. Continue.
So when I had visited Africa, over there they don't really have all those. They have baby bottles and all that kind of stuff, but the most natural thing for them to do is breastfeed. So the majority of the people there breastfeed, but I wasn't ready. Like I'm sure I had it on my mind that that's what they do, but we just happened to be over my husband's over my mother-in-law's house, and of course everybody wants to come see the American. So I'm there, and like most of the people that had babies or whatever. All of a sudden, I don't know if it was a time thing, but I just happened to look down, and I looked back up, and I saw breasts of various sizes, and and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell is going on?" And they was like, "What?" Because there was a lot of men there, but of course they weren't affected by it because this was just something that they're used to seeing. But I was like, I said, I know that people breastfeed, and I said, and I'm visiting your country. I said, it was just shocking to me to look up and see, four sets of breasts, and I mean, I've probably seen so much nudity while I was over there. It was just shocking.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I've seen probably everybody in this whole family naked. They just walk around. They wake up in the morning, they walk around to go take showers and stuff. And
interesting.
I said, this is crazy. But yeah, just in America, if you want to breastfeed, just cover up. Therefore, you won't have to worry about a man's eyes lingering too long or whatever. So, what was your question?
Okay. Okay. So, what age do you think a woman should stop breastfeeding a child?
What was it? What?
At what age should a woman stop breastfeeding her child?
You mean the child's age?
The child's age. How old should the child be when they're
I'm
weaned off
saying
the
as
tube?
soon as they get. I'm saying as soon as they get teeth. Because if they latch on the wrong way, that ain't gonna be nothing. As soon as they get some teeth, I mean, I don't know, but I would say probably about 18 months or something like that.
Okay.
Do they have teeth by then?
I don't know. Do they? I'm not familiar with the baby phases.
Oh yeah.
I don't know the baby timeline. I'm not sure. The reason why I was asking,
Broderick, Broderick said once they start latching it.
because I seen this chick and she does like yoga, and she be and again this is why I say it's for attention. To me, this is not ideal. Like she's talking about, oh, it helps her save time and stuff like this. She does yoga while the baby is breastfeeding for the most part. So she all upside down, posing and hanging on the wall. Baby just come around the corner like, what's up? Go ahead, give me some of that titty. And starts breastfeeding on the while she posing and doing all these yoga poses and stuff. And so she adjusting her yoga poses to the baby while it's breastfeeding. But I'm like, the baby can walk. Baby probably having phone conversations and shit.
Oh, now that's
Like,
kind of inappropriate then at that age if they could do all that. But
yeah.
I mean, to me, I mean, but I guess, I mean, compared to some of them Similac prices, now I know you probably ain't had experience that, but Similac, for all those who had to buy Similac and Infamil, I mean, you might want to breastfeed after paying two or three, if you ain't got no WIC, like if you're not getting WIC or something like that, you can get, you can go broke real quick
Damn.
trying to feed a baby.
And I gotta send that baby back. I can't afford this. And I had one
Yeah,
other
a
question
can of
for you.
WIC is like a can of what is it? Similac is like $35 a can.
Damn. You go buy you some Henny for that and have some change left over. Damn. Look, baby, you're gonna have to miss out today. I'm trying to party. Um,
Well, they don't have none there.
Yeah, he'll be all right. You get a little. He can party too. Get a little sip of that Henny titty. He gonna be all right.
But seriously, back in the day, parents would put, well, I'm not saying all, but I know some parents would put like a little bit of liquor in the baby's bottle to help them go to sleep.
Yeah, I believe. I think my mom said she used to do that with me. That's probably why I'm a little thrown off.
Not a whole bunch, just a tad bit.
I think she poured a
Well,
fifth in
that
mine.
might be why you might be off a little bit.
Yeah, I think
Honcho.
so. I think she just put a whole fifth in mine and said, "Here, nigga, get on." But no, so I have a question. Here's my question though about because I wanted to inquire. We kind of briefly talked about this the other day. So your husband's religious. He's in the church and he celebrates and the Christian holidays and things like that. So do you deem yourself a religious Christian or anything of that nature?
I definitely believe in God. I just, after just studying and researching and and seeing where a lot of these holidays come from, it is not on a religious uh, it didn't stem from religious beliefs. Like a lot of them have evil attached to it, so you can't really pick and choose what you want to celebrate. So I just don't celebrate none of them. Because the majority of it, if you really do your research, there's nothing religious about it. So, although I do allow, you know, I I stopped going to church for the most part because of the church that I was going to was just dysfunctional, which was my husband's church. They didn't clean it up since then, but I just never found another church home to go to. And plus, a lot of them were teaching about the birth of Jesus being on the 25th of December, which I don't believe that's true any longer. So it's kind of hard for me to sit up there and go to church and them preaching a bunch about a bunch of stuff that I don't believe anymore.
Okay, I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. If it's not in accordance with what you believe in, it doesn't make sense to continue supporting it. So I definitely can agree with
Yeah,
that.
but I mean, I definitely believe in God, and I'm not gonna. He has to get there on his own because, like we have had a discussion, I can't get him into heaven, and he can't get me into heaven. Now the conflict comes in with my daughter, which we kind of, she does go to church with him on Sundays, and she also understands what mommy believes or whatever.
Yeah,
So she doesn't celebrate any holidays. The only thing that I allow her to do, I allow her to celebrate her birthday. So she don't get no Christmas presents or she doesn't go, Halloween or none of that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And sometimes it's hard for her when you have your friends after Christmas break and they talk about what they got for Christmas or some of that stuff. But if I ask you what Christmas is for and you can't really tell me, like a lot of kids just ask what is Christmas about? They can't tell you
no, no.
that it's about the birth of Jesus Christ. They tell you because that's the day Santa comes and that's when they get presents.
Yes, they get indoctrinated with them lies as a young child by their parents. That's why I say that's why kids don't trust their parents now. They start
Right.
lying to them too early. As soon as they born, they lying to them. Yeah, man, it's this little nigga, this
Yeah,
old fat nigga
so
in a
but
red hat
that
coming
that's the
through.
whole premise of celebrating Christmas, but they take the religion out of Christmas now. It's to me it's all commercial and
Yeah,
about gift giving because if you go to the store now in October, probably mid October, they didn't already got Christmas stuff on the shelf.
man, you ain't lying. You are not lying about that. I looked at everything that last year. It was like, what was it? It was about 2 months ahead. I'm gonna say it was what's the holiday? What's before our fucking Halloween? Because it was as soon as Halloween was over. But I know they were definitely pushing. Of course, they pushing the goddamn. It was before Halloween was over. They already had Christmas stuff out at the store. They were playing Christmas music in November. Like I don't even think Thanksgiving had hit yet. Because I think I went to an academy to go get something. I forgot what the fuck. I'm like, they playing Christmas music already. Like yeah, it's wild. But Yeah, I think it is. It's very commercial. I think people get,
And tell Allie Gaines I celebrate birthdays because I didn't find anything in the Bible that said that you couldn't celebrate it. So therefore, we celebrate it. And I go all out for her, whatever she wants, but my daughter, she's the only child. She gets stuff all through the year. She's always asking for something. So to me, every day is Christmas for her because she don't want for nothing and she's always asking for something. But she's also a very humble child. She don't have like video games and all the other gadgets that most kids have. She don't have none of that. So like all she really wanted, I mean, I had her a swimming party in the indoor swim place, but all she really wanted outside of that was like she's into drawing, so she wanted some markers or something like that. So, you know, she puts her money in the bank. That's what most kids should be doing. But I can't tell people how to parent their children, but we give her money and we urge her to decide to put it in her little bank account that we have it set up for so that she can buy something big, trying to teach her to be responsible.
yeah, yeah. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Okay. Yeah, look, I'm
But
just.
I also had a confession too
Oh, see, now
that
that's what I'm talking about. Now, come on with it. I want the double dose. I'm greedy. Look, I need all that. What you got for us? I want. I needed Miss V Darko. What you got for us, man?
well, this one I'm kind of embarrassed about all these years later. You learn and you grow.
Okay.
Uh, but I had a sugar daddy. This probably was for a few years. And then he started getting like real crazy and possessive or whatever. So towards the end of me messing around with him or whatever, I wanted like a serious relationship, and I say that I'm kind of remorseful about it and embarrassed about it because he was married, and I knew he was married, but I didn't care because of the benefits that he was providing me. But as I got a little older, because I started messing with him when I was like 19, and I probably stopped messing with him like maybe around 22. So as I was getting older, I was like, that's was fun for a while or whatever, but a lot comes with that. Yeah, a man may give you a whole bunch of stuff, but most of the time they want too much in return for it, and I'd rather just work for it or whatever. So, as I'm telling him I don't want to be bothered with you no more and all this stuff, and I wanted to see other people, he didn't want to let go, whatever. So I had decided I was going to go on a date one night. Well, I didn't know he was stalking me at this time. So when I had got back from the date, he didn't approach me or anything, but I happened to go out to go to work the next day. And this fool, because I lived by a little pond, and went over to the park, got some sand, and put it in my gas tank.
Wow.
So he didn't mess, yeah. So I guess he figured, because it was a car true enough that he bought me. That's true. So I guess he figured, you're not gonna be with me. You're not riding around in this car, which I didn't have the guy in the car. But I guess he figured I wasn't going to be getting to that person in that car.
You're gonna
So
impede your
here's where the
progress.
confession part comes in. The confession part comes in is that I politely went into my house, picked up that phone, and called his wife
Oh.
and told her she needed to come. Yeah, that she needed to put her husband in check because I was done with him and I didn't want him to be coming back over there bothering me.
Oh man, who was that? God damn it, who that made me think of that song? God damn, what was the name? You know what I'm talking about? That old school song where she called old gal up. Uh, Damn it, somebody know what I'm talking. I can't think of the name of it, but she's kind of, hey, this is fuck, what is the damn?
Barbara.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Barbara.
yeah. That's what it is.
woman to you
Woman to
talking about
woman, yeah.
woman to woman.
Yeah, woman to woman. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the one. Oh my God. Had to make that phone call, huh?
So then he would always say his wife didn't care nothing about him. She was always going to care about how much money that he was spending if he was with another woman.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, what did he buy you? What did he spend on you?" And I was like, "What?" Like she wasn't even all that upset. She said, so I just started breaking it down to her. She was getting heated by the moment. But then here comes the bombshell. She was like, "Are you the one that gave him that STD?"
Oh. Oh. Oh man. Oh man. So she.
So come to find
Yeah.
out, he wasn't only just messing with
Yeah.
me. He had another little thing across the town that he was messing with too.
But I'm just like, the thing is that she really ain't tripping. And so the thing, I mean, she basically a sugar wife then. You know what I'm saying? Because if she not tripping on what he doing, she just tripping on what he's spending. And then she knows that there are other parties involved and she ain't really tripping too much about except for maybe getting burnt. That's wild, man.
Well, tell Allie the thing about confessions is that if you've heard the confessions from me, I don't hold nothing back. So they asked did I have an STD. I actually did get an STD, but I got it from him because I wasn't messing with anybody else other than him. So he gave it to me. But so when she told me that, and she didn't give it to him because she was old as hell. This man was like 70 years old out there tricking.
So, okay. I'm gonna ask because you said you were younger at that time. Now I know the old man wasn't just laying. I mean, because I don't know. Did they have Viagra back? Did they have Cialis or something of that nature? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what did how it just it was it. I mean, was it materially? It couldn't. The physical part couldn't have been satisfying, was it?
This is very disturbing and just he's the one that asked me to pee on him.
Mm, mm, mm. That's tough.
So it never got quite hard as it should. It was like soggy.
Hold on, baby. Just give me a second, baby. Let me get this. That's like that old nigga like that. That's like starting one of them old fucking cars up that you got to crank up in the front, get that bitch rolling, man. Like that's I don't know, man. I mean, fortunately, thank goodness for technology. Them old niggas out nowadays,
Right,
man.
but
Fuck
with
this.
me being so like with me being so young and him old as hell, like he would be like I don't know if you see the movie American Pie. Most people have.
Yeah, yeah,
So you know how the American Pie. Well, he did you see the first American Pie?
yeah. I think that's the only one I saw. But yeah, I saw the first one.
Where he had gotten towards the girl and was about to have sex, but he had nutted on himself.
Yeah, premature ejaculation. Damn. Well.
It would usually be those types of situations.
Oh, so you ain't. So I mean, so you ain't have to work too hard for it. No pun. No
No,
pun intended. You didn't have to work too hard for it.
no,
That's tough, man.
no. You didn't have to work that hard for it. Just like a lot of times, he would just like me to wear lingerie or something like that. He'd buy me all kind of lingerie and stuff like that. And I guess it was just the thrill of it all.
Yeah. Man, how you catch something and your shit don't even get hard? That's tough. Like that's I'm trying to figure
I mean,
out.
it would,
Uh,
but it wasn't all the way there. It was like maybe how a man's thing is like when he first has a nut or whatever, kind of gets like soft,
Yeah.
not all the way limp like immediately,
Yeah.
or like when you're trying to get it up. And there's levels to a man's penis getting hard. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Well, I don't have to tell you that. You know.
Yeah, I got one.
Right. So that's how it would be. But I wasn't really interested in having sex. I mean, we attempted it, but like I said, it wasn't much he could do. He was trying to take Viagra or whatever, but Viagra don't work for everybody, I guess. Or when he took the Viagra, that's the status he would get to. It wouldn't get to like a all the way hard. But he wasn't like one of those 70-year-olds that looked 70. I mean, if you visually looked at him, he could pass for someone probably like in his mid 50s or something. So he took excellent care of himself. But just the fact that I knew how old he was.
Oh, I see.
So, but that's my confession that I ended up calling his wife, and we,
Barbara.
she didn't care. And actually, that was her name. Now that
Oh
you
no.
say,
Oh
I
no.
promise you, her name actually was Barbara.
That's an old name. That's what just when the
Yeah.
that's messed up. And I mean nowadays I don't think I know any new barbers. That's the instant old name. If you get named Barber, you live in an old folks' life.
No, I think anybody I know named Barbara, they're like 50 and above or something like that.
Yeah, that's tough. Well, Miss V Darko, man, I always appreciate because I know you always gonna take one for the team because when everybody else scared and unprepared, I know you gonna bring the heat, and I appreciate you for that. You know that. I want you to know that I sincerely do appreciate you for coming through like a champ every confession.
And then the email that I sent you, that's actually for the same story.
Okay.
So one is a video with just backing up what the story says.
Okay. Yeah, I seen. I think I looked at one of them, and I seen the character who was saying that shit. He looked suspect. He probably trying to do more than walk his dog anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely talk
Yeah,
about
that's
tomorrow.
messed up. Because it's an all black college, you don't give a damn about that. You want to have your dog come over here and shit on the grass, and then say, well, if we're not happy about it, then you can move the college that's been there for 160 years
Yeah, that's the
because
craziest.
you say so.
Yeah, that's that shit. Wow.
But anyway, I'll go back in the chat and let's hopefully. Can we get somebody else to call in,
Yeah,
like preferably a female?
yeah. Let's somebody new who don't normally do what it do. Let's get some calls in. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Miss V Dark up and went out on a limb. Who else gonna match that? But yes, ma'am, Miss V Dark, I appreciate you calling in.
All right, bye.
All right, have a good evening. Man, I'm telling you, after the stream, I'm gonna go listen to Woman to Woman, just for old time's sake. Woman to Woman. Oh, that's so fucking funny, man. Uh, James, you're not calling in because you typing on the iPad. That's why you fucking can't call. God damn it. That's fucking funny though. That's funny. Look, now don't y'all ladies been here trying to play holier than now. Y'all motherfucking me, y'all all had some instances. Y'all all done some things strange. Y'all just don't want to talk about it. Y'all over, like I say, it's Easter. Y'all playing like angels and shit. Look, everybody got a little dirt on they shoulder. This would then we can come confess it and brush it off. Half y'all ain't even go to church today. It's supposed to be Easter Sunday. Y'all talking shit. Go ahead and get that confession out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. Look, Jack. What do you mean? All you gotta do is call in, James, and share your story. Otherwise, I will forever believe that you're on an iPad or maybe some type of Android tablet. I don't know if you got iPad or Android. Man, I know I have been seeing a lot of people wearing fucking AirPods as of lately. And it's like, because Apple sells you, cool people stuff. It's a vibe, like, the cool people. It's always the geekiest, nerdiest people fucking with that Apple. Like, you can't sell me no Apple shit. Like, I don't be seeing no cool people on no motherfucking no Apple shit. It's always like some nerdy, weird looking motherfucker. Like, some shaggy dude looking motherfucker with some goddamn got one AirPod in. Dysfunctional looking motherfuckers and shit. Like that's not getting your social status up. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you like it, I love it. Yeah, I'm talking shit on Apple. Fuck Apple. So who gonna call in next? I mean, come on, who gonna compete with that? I know y'all got some stories. Y'all just acting like y'all don't want nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just acting like, oh, you know, I'm just here to listen because I'm an angel. I'm a good girl. You know, but it's all good. Interesting. Something I jotted down. I meant to mention. I mean, I did not jot it down. But, I mean, matter of fact, I do need to write that. But I am going to listen to that song after this shit over with. I think I'm going to get on the old school kick. Man, it's like I say, I don't listen to shit new. I'm like modern old. And I shouldn't be this old-minded for this. It's just everything nowadays. It's just like it's like a turn off. Nothing is good. Everything sucks. This Apple advisor really easy to fix my apps, but they're geniuses. What? No, cultured. No, not the geniuses. What are you telling me? I don't believe you. Motherfuckers want to jailbreak their shit so it could be halfway like a Android anything. Every mother thinks they say, yeah, that is true. Motherfuckers in jail got the sons on fucking death row for murdering 10 people. He was just motherfucker want to show the picture when he was a good kid. Well, let's show the picture where that motherfucker went wrong, where he went left and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, you say watch Sunrise more than Spike T. Been chilling ever since. Man, look. Shit, I don't even think you got to call R&B old school anymore. There is no new school R&B. The shit that they on right now. The shit that they on right now is not R&B. This shit is just, it's fuck music. Ain't no rhythm, ain't no blues, ain't nobody singing about it, but everybody's a baller now. Everybody's a fucking, a millionaire. We all, like that's what I be saying, that's why niggas be killing me, babe. I love my people, but y'all be killing me. You listen to the music, you swear everybody was rich. Everybody balling out of control, everybody doing it major, in a big way. But as soon as something political come up, man, hey, you know, we're getting fucked over and oppressed and violated and shit. But I thought we was just balling right now. Like, we just left the club, nigga. We was balling. Now it's time to go to work and we getting oppressed like a motherfucker. Where? I got a disconnect somewhere in this bitch. That touched me with the fucking Nipsey Hussle. Well, if you're not aware, you're just not aware. There's a lot of motherfuckers ain't know who it was until, you know, like I say, he blew up. Or till he died and then that shit blew up. But he was low-key doing his own thing. But they know who fucking Lil Pump is. Motherfuckers know who Lil Pump is and any of these other goofball ass motherfuckers, but somebody who's actually doing some shit. You know, people ain't paying attention to that. It's only about motherfuckers out here flossing and saying a bunch of frivolous shit. Then it's important. You can't relate to it unless it's I'm balling out of control. I'm doing some off the wall stuff. I'm doing a bunch of drugs because I'm balling out of control. I'm out of my element. I'm out of my person. But, you know, there's that. I'm Trapped by Carl Sims. I'll have to check that out. I'll check it out. I'm going to have to update the Den playlist because the last time I think I updated the Den playlist, it was all weed music because that's when it was still the Kush Den. So I'm going to have to update the Den playlist and then hit y'all with the Spotify link so y'all can see what your boy is listening to. You know, so there's that. So right now, let's see. V Darko, D Love. That's the only people coming through in the clutch today I see. And the rest of y'all, shame on y'all. Y'all acting like y'all tired from hunting Easter eggs and shit. So in about 30 minutes or so, because I came in about 3 minutes. I was about 3 minutes behind. So about 30 minutes, we will be getting into the fifth and final. Brody B Chronicle. I can post that. I actually have it on. Well, the Salt Sports is on there. Cause I wasn't deleting. I wouldn't put anything up there for a while, and the system I was using ended up deleting a bunch of shit. But the crazy thing is, I pay for this shit every fucking month to do fucking for my podcast, and I don't ever put any fucking podcasts up. So yeah, smart by me. I'm fucking wasting money. I need to fucking I'm really gonna get on it. I got everything because I made some changes. I set some stuff up so I could try to make I wanted to do the podcast, but with the sound not so fucked up. But I'm trying to figure out why on that other microphone I've been getting a lot more white noise. I don't know why. So like I said, but I got a little setup. And like I said, order some things to get a proper setup and really start doing more podcasts. Or I was thinking about maybe doing something with the calls from the actual den, and then fucking, maybe put some commentary along with the calls and doing those as a podcast. But definitely gonna start doing more of the den podcast. I need to start doing more of the sauce too, because my deal with that is just like, I guess I hate repeating myself, and just it seems like you saying the same shit over and over. But yeah, Sauce Sports is on Spotify. It's been on there for a while, and like I said, I just got to put something on for the den. But I think the den is there. I think it's just nothing under it. So there's that. But I'm gonna start putting more and more shit eventually. Not eventually. Soon, very very soon. Shout out to I got 299s in Madden that today that took, oh my God. Madden. It's gonna be time for a new Madden coming out real soon, huh? That's cool. Man, I need Cash Cage to come through. I got a question. I got a question. Because Xbox is having a sale and I'm super cheap, and I'm trying to decide between one of two games to grab, and it's either The Witcher 3, which I know she recommended, or Assassin's Creed Origins, which is the one before the one I've been playing lately. And that's the one that took place in Egypt, and I'm trying to decide. I've heard so much good shit about The Witcher 3, like lots and lots of good things about The Witcher 3. So, I'm gonna check it out. Man, in Utah, there's nothing, they have nothing for Houston. I mean, the fact that your star player played like absolute shit, and not even absolute shit, motherfucker get tackled and shit, common fouls. But, and you still lost. Yeah. See, it's usually like 20. Well, no, it's usually some motherfucker usually be like 30 something, but it's on sale right now for like 15. I think for the regular edition, I think it's like $17 for the like gold edition. You know what I'm saying? And then I think the same thing with the Assassin's Creed Origins. But The Witcher's older, so I'm just sitting there like, more than likely it'll be on sale again. It's always on sale every couple of months or so. I don't plan on doing that much gaming. But Origins, being as it came out with like last year before last, whatever, it might take a little bit, there ain't shit to do in Houston. I mean, in fucking Utah. Fucking go to church, talk about Joseph Smith, and then you go to the fucking jazz games. That's how it works, man. This is Skyrim. Is it Skyrim? I don't even know how to be pronouncing this shit. And I guess if you type it, it's gonna be the same thing if you're trying to reread it. AB, what's the motherfucking deal, man? I just caught your confession from the other day in the Facebook Skyrim. Okay, I'm drinking rum in the sky. American Airlines pilots. But that shit is funny. Look, those are things that, by my cultural nature, I'm not allowed to do, Heidi. Okay, I'm already deep in coon status as it is, and you know, like I start hiking and skiing and shit. What are they gonna say about me, right? Now you're talking about the Mile High Club, Heidi. That's some German shit right there. But no, seriously. Um, so basically, V. Darko had some interesting points. She was talking about breastfeeding, and that's what I wanted to get back to. You know, I mean, hey, if you want to drop one on us, you know, we always more than willing to listen. Because everybody acting like they scared to call in. Only D Love and V Darko came through with it. So if you want to drop one on us, APA, you know, we always love to hear it. But I'm not smoking pot right now, Heidi, so I can't ski right now. I need to probably lose some weight. I gotta get down to 215 before I start doing anything outrageous. Cause I'm too fat. It's not even that I'm too fat. It's just way too much. Cause I carry it too bad. I carry it a little bit badly. Once you start getting over 250, it looks a little sloppy. But like the weight limit on this chair, like I got this chair a couple of months ago, and fucking, it's already feeling like it's out of there. I've been putting too much weight on it. So you know, there's that. Say that's small. What's small? 215 is small. Interesting. Yeah, but I definitely want to snow. I always said I want to snowboard. So whenever I take a trip to Colorado, I'll make sure I get everything all in at once. No, you're not gonna catch me in no hot tub time machine. I don't want to get in a jacuzzi with a bunch of dudes. Like I'm not fucking Adrian Broner, getting all suspect in the tub and shit, getting weird. But the thing about me, like if I drop down to 215, I'm probably gonna look mostly the same. My face will look a little bit slimmer. The rest of me will look the same. It'll just be gut gone. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's up, Honcho?
AB, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight? What you got for us?
Man, I don't think I wanted to ever drop this one though.
Okay. We don't put yourself in any compromising positions if that's the case, babe. You know, but hey, whatever you want to drop, you know, we gonna listen, babe.
I just came from I'll give you a little light one. I just came from like this. I ain't never been to the Black Rodeo, quote unquote Black Rodeo.
Yeah.
That was up in Liberty,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I got an auntie stay right around the corner from it. Okay.
Yeah, I just came back from there, man. So I'm feeling a little good. And man, I was out there, and it was funny. I think it's if you ain't never been in the country, or you ain't like you don't know people from the country and people that live out in the country. What I mean by the country, if you a city folk type person, the country is like motherfuckers that walk outside with no shoes and socks.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers would eat food off the tree and off the ground. You know, the food is fresh in the yard. They got animals around, and it's just like it's shit on the ground. They just walk around. It don't bother them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the way of life. They chill. They lay back. You know, they don't get stressed over a lot of shit that we get stressed out with in the city. Mm-hmm. So those are the different type of women, man, out there. So and the girls look like women at a young age out there. So you got to be careful out there. But from what I was understanding in my little time there, is that they don't really frown on that too much, long as you a good nigga. Mm-hmm. So it's like the culture out there is a little different, man. So I'ma say that, and this is what brought me to this confession, because I used to be in the military, and I was in Florida. And in Florida, the sexual consent age is different. It's lower than 18, right? Yeah. So I so happened to run into a 17-year-old, not knowing any of this, not even knowing her age. She did look a little older
Didn't know none of this. The only reason I knew her real age is because when I went to her house, her mama was saying, "Do you know how old she is?" And I was like, "Nah." I said, "But how old is she?" So she was like, "She's 17." So I said, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here then, right?" she said, "She said no, it's fine. I don't mind if you fuck my daughter, but I was want you to, kind of wait because she's immature, blah blah blah. She don't need dick in her life right now, confusing her." That's what she. This is her exact words to me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this is the realest mama I ever met. she asked me to go to the store, get her something to drink and some smokes or some shit. Now her daughter, I'm gonna tell you this, she was mixed. The mom was mixed with Korean and black, and so the daughter was mixed with that and Indian and black. So her body makeup, my nigga, I was I was a little, perplexed at how fucking beautiful this girl was and available she was, but it makes sense knowing how young she was.
Yeah.
Now, I dated this girl for probably 3 to 4 months, and in between that time, I started to see the youth in her ass. She would throw like 2-year-old temper tantrums and shit. She smoked, right? She smoked. I didn't like that shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I don't need to be fucking with her. I'm ready to leave her alone and leave her fucking alone, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I'll do anything, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, no, I'm good. I really want to kind of like separate from you and shit. She was like, no, please don't. She runs to her mom. She know me and her mom got a good relationship. Her mom tells me go to the store. Go to the store. Go pick up, me some cigarettes and a beer, right? I was like, okay. She gives me money. I think she gave me like the 20, right? I come back, I give her the change. She said, don't give me change. You had to start your car. You use your gas. I use rubber on your tires. I use oil in your car. You keep that shit. Don't give me that. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's the first time I ever heard a female reject money from a male. Like, this is fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
So she was lacing me on game that if you take time to use your resources, that you should be compensated for that. That's what she was telling me.
Yeah.
And it stuck with me because at the time I was younger and she kind of influenced me. And the reason she influenced me is because she told me this. She said, I need you to, she asked me, she said, I know you didn't have sex with my daughter yet, and I'm glad. She said, this is what I want you to do. If you want sex, you can fuck me. But just don't let my daughter know. And we'll just deal with that. You can get your sex on, and you can just ride the tide until she fucking matures and get up. Now, nigga, she is not ugly at this point, right? This is a full-grown cougar, and I am 20 years old, and I'm ready. Because I peeked at her, you know what I'm saying? She used to wear these little fucking silk-ass pajamas and robes and shit, nipples peeping out. I used to look and think about the shit, right?
Yeah.
She put this indecent proposal on my horny ass lap, and I'm like, should I partake of this honey? And I'm not, I was real confused. I didn't know how to do, you know what I'm saying? To me, she's like a damn mentor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And will I be able to look my girl in her face again? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a real staunch situation for me. Don't know how to fucking deal with this shit. So, first of all, I don't know. let me ask you, what you in this situation? What's your choice in this matter? What are you gonna do?
Man. The 20-year-old Honcho, she probably wouldn't have finished that statement. It'd have probably been on. It probably wouldn't have been the smart thing to do, but I probably would have been like, fuck it. I'd have definitely been thinking with dickhead Ed and not big head Ed.
All right, well, I had to, bro. I had to. I don't know how this was gonna ever happen to me again.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, like you said, man, I think our fucking fantasies start to these fantasies are coming true for a nigga right now. Is this really gonna happen for me? Shit that I would have never even dreamed of, actually, really, but shit just happened to me, and that's what kind of happened. Like I said, even like my threesomes has been like that. My fucking one night stands been like that. She just fall in my lap. I didn't ask for the shit. I wasn't looking for this shit. She just happened, right?
Yeah.
So this is what she did, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I was in love with that bitch, man. I was like, I don't want to be with your daughter no more. Fuck your daughter. I want to be with you. Shit.
God damn.
She said, you can't do that. That's going to break her heart. And then what you going to do? Come over here and then be with me? I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I was like, fuck. And so she even was trying to pimp her daughter out. She was like, I'm going to get her ready for you, blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't even want that bitch no more. You know what I'm saying? I am good. You know what I'm saying? It's about me and you. Me and you got to understand me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit, she was to break me out with money, talking about take her daughter out and shit, get her out the house and shit. And I was like, man, the whole time I'm with her daughter, I'm thinking about her ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I said, when this bitch gonna go to school? I said, when you going? Don't you got class? Like, she was an irritant at this point now, right?
Yeah.
So I had to hold on to this secret, bro. And I was like, how do I? And I finally, when she was like, cause what happened was, I think she ended up with I seen some other dude come over there, right?
Yeah.
Some older white dude, looked like a damn hippie, right? And I come out, I said, who the fuck is this nigga, right? I'm like, and then cause she's introducing me as her boyfriend, as her daughter's boyfriend, and I'm looking at her like, okay, then who is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got some explaining to do around here, cause you my bitch. You know what I'm saying? So she finally was like, we can't do this no more. You know, you need to start, and her daughter started coming around and shit, but it was too late for me, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you showed your ass, I ain't got the patience for you. And I was like, I really don't want to be driving all the way the fuck out here anyway, cause, especially for your ass, cause you don't appreciate shit. You know what I'm saying? When you be with a woman that show you how she appreciates you, she pay for your gas, she telling you that you don't just do shit for the woman without being compensated, because the other shit, the society has taught them the other way, and she's flipped it on me. Yeah. She ruined me for all women pretty much after that. Don't even fucking lie to me. She told me that I need to be with somebody more my age, and like for me, I can't really continue doing anything. She did that for her daughter, right?
Yeah.
She wanted doing it for me. She was doing it for her daughter. So that shit confused me. I'm like, what the fuck you mean you doing that for your daughter? When you fucking screaming how you want fucking, I don't think you're doing it for your fucking daughter. You know what I'm saying? So I just, at that point in time, I kind of was like, I still kind of think about this bitch from time to time to this day. Like, I wonder what she's doing, man. Like, she still with that motherfucking hippie, like, if I see her, would I still, feel some kind of way and shit? But no, man, that's one of the ones I've been holding on to, because I was like, man, should I?
Man.
Should I not? Because I'm not a grimy nigga, dog.
Yeah.
But that shit was too good of a position for me.
Man, Jack.
In that position at my age to make a choice on. And so what I'm afraid of is if I'm in that position again, am I gonna make the same decision? Am I gonna do that again? I don't know. I don't know. But I think
That's a
I'm
tough
better than that, right?
one.
I think today I'm a little better than that. I might not be like, you know what, your mama's a hoe. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I can't fault you for it. You get no fault from me. I probably would have made the exact same decision and had to do it all over again. Probably did it twice. So shit, And this is from a thinking honcho mind. This is from a better man mind. I probably still would have made the same fucked up decision. I don't even think it was fucked up. I think it was ideal. I mean, shit. Because if that wouldn't have been the case, then you probably would have stopped fucking with old gal much sooner, and it would have been something different. So, man, I ain't mad at you, player. That's fucked up.
I wanna, and like I said, I know some of my friends. I invited some of my friends to the dinner. So
Yeah.
if y'all hearing this, man, don't don't charge it to my heart. Charge it to my little head. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be like, and man, I mean, people got to see the real. And this is the den is gonna give them the real. It happens sometimes. Look, they got some stories too. Don't let them try to hold that. They just ain't saying that. They got some stories too. So shit, it is what it is. They can't fault you for that one, man.
All right, cool, man. Well, I gotta get my ass up for the morning, but I'll let you know.
Alright, man. Appreciate the call, AB, as always, man.
All right, man. Wait.
Alright. Man. Look. That's tough. That's super tough. See, I think you got like a time frame that works though. Like you gotta be like kind of a younger nigga. Like now, I don't know, I guess it depends on the age, and she would have to be like an older woman that, kept herself up in some other things. As you get older, shit, I mean, you talk a little bit older. But some of them that do. So, I mean, I don't know. That's tough, Jack. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. Yeah, look, Miss Andy, don't act like y'all ain't got some of y'all ladies over there been trying to fuck with the young nigga daddy and trying to holler at y'all. Look, Papa got a little maturity, got the little gray man beard going on. Y'all know, he's like a father figure to me, and just, he's just so nice. Look, y'all got some story. Y'all just be acting like y'all don't, goddamn. Not your boyfriend, dad, but a dad. What is going on in the world, man? Appreciate that call, AB. That's definitely got folks thinking, man. That's rough and tough with the Afro puffs. So let's see what we got shaking here. Couple of things going on. We're gonna have the AB, not the AB, we're gonna have the Brody B Chronicles coming up here shortly. Let's see what else. Then someone else said they was waiting till the end of the den to make a call. I don't know if they still coming through or not. We gonna see. We're gonna see what happens with that whole incident. And then, hey man, the den is steadily growing, slowly but surely, man. I want to shout out because we at 2050 now, something like that. And so as we continue to grow, man, continue to make progress, it's very interesting. I'm just still trying to figure out the direction that we going, but we're definitely very interesting. Sunday Night Confessions is always going to be great. And see, I can understand that because I was thinking about that the other day. Was what I was saying or yesterday actually after we got off the den. And I say, I was talking about, hey, tell your friends about the den. But then I was like, we had these confessions and things, and then, who you might not want your friends to know that. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's up, dude? It's Bretto.
Bretto, what's the motherfucking deal? What kind of confession you got for us this evening, Bretto?
Man,
Oh, it's a weird fucking confession, man.
Oh, that's
but
the
I'll
best
tell it
kind,
to you
man.
guys anyway. All right. Well, I had never been up to Cancun before. This was last year, right? I went up to Cancun, and it was my first day up there, right?
Yeah.
And it was a good fucking. I don't know. You ever been to Cancun, Honcho?
No, I've never been to Cancun.
Oh, all right. So you don't know what I'm talking about then, because it's fucking crazy, man. I'd recommend it. I know you're not into the Latinas, bro, but you'd like it down there. It'd be all up on you, bro. But anyways, I fucking went down there, right? And I wasn't even trying to mack it to this chick or not, but there was this bomb-ass chick. I wouldn't say she was a 10, but I'd say at least like an 8.5 out of 9. She walked up to me, started talking to me. She didn't speak any English very well. She had this little fucking translator, right?
Yeah.
She was Mexican. And, we started talking, yada, yada, yada. And she was, like, coming on to me. So, and I was at this all-inclusive resort in Cancun. So we went in the back. We started talking, went for a little walk. And next thing you know, she's naked. I'm sucking on her titties. She's jacking me off. I'm eating her out. Right on the beach, but it's late at night, so nobody can see, right?
Yeah.
And the little security dudes shine their lights on me, and I was like, oh, shit. So I fucking ran off, and, kind of bunch of cock blockers. But that's not the end of the story. So I didn't get to hit it, right?
Yeah.
But the next day, I saw her, and she acted like, oh, nothing, tried to act like it was no big deal, wasn't feeling me the next day, right?
Yeah.
Later on that night, the next day, I saw her again, and she's all falling on her ass. I'm hanging out with a bunch of people, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting drunk, and this chick's falling on her ass and shit, and me and a bunch of the guys that I'm hanging out with are making fun of her. We're like, yeah, this bitch is hella fucking drunk. And I'm like, yeah, hey, and I told them, I was like, hey, you guys want to know something? I messed around with that bitch the other night, trying to brag about it, because she was pretty bomb, to be honest with you. She was bomb, right?
Yeah.
But this is the gross part. This is the part that pissed me the fuck off. Those dudes, the Canadian guys that I was hanging out with, were like, yeah, I know. We hung out with her earlier in that day, like about a couple hours before. We all gangbanged her. She sucked all her dick. And that shit grossed me out because I was making out with that bitch and everything. Like, I just started gagging, like, oh my God, it's fucking gross, dude. I don't know if that bitch brushed her teeth or none of that shit, but it was just fucking gross. No matter how bomb she is, the thought of that shit happening, I can just picture like two dudes just like stuffing her mouth, and she's like, oh. You know that noise when they make? Because they always make a noise when they're sucking dick. They're like, oh. Yeah, they cock people. But I was in a call the other day, but I watched some of your episodes because I wasn't able to call in. And you were talking about how, like, you had fucking one-night stands and shit. Well, that was one of them, because one-night stands you regret or whatever. That was one of them, except I didn't fuck her, but I messed around with her. What else? I have had some bad one-night stands, though, dude. Like, ones that I would definitely regret. Like, there were times when I wanted to really get some. Then I'd mess around with a chick, and then afterwards I'd be like, ugh. Or I would bang a chick that's decent, and then like a couple of years later, I see what she looks like today, and I'm like, God damn, what the fuck was I thinking? You know what I mean?
But at least you caught her when she was decent before she, fell all the way off, so you can give yourself credit for that, as opposed to, doing it at a later date. And then it'd be really bad. That's tough.
Yeah, it's a bit easier to get, though.
Yeah.
then about religion, you were saying talk about religion. One of your callers was talking about how religion can bring the bad about people. And I've seen that shit happen. Like, I've been on a date with a woman that's just like the mom from fucking Carrie. You've seen Carrie, right? The horror movie?
The old one? Yeah.
Yeah. Just fucking like that. Just a creep. There's a lot of those creepy ass fucking religious people like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are the creepy. Those are just as bad, and like what it's saying. Like they're just as bad as the people that they're fucking condemning, if not worse. You know.
That is true. You know, that is true because there's a lot of people who they feel like, I guess the phrase holier than thou, but they do just as much shit, but because they feel like they align themselves with a particular belief that what they're doing isn't as bad, or that there's a justified reason for them doing what they're doing, as opposed to if you don't have a certain faith and you're doing it, then you're so much worse. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Well, religion can get people to do all kinds of things, man. I mean, fucking. You know, religion can get people to fucking, strap bombs to their kids' fucking chests. You know, religion can get people to fucking cults and shit, can get people to molest kids, like little pedophile cults and shit. You know, you got these fucking New World Order motherfuckers. They're fucking religious. You know, that's their religion, you know. So it's a trip, you know what I mean? The whole thing. But I mean, that's why I'm not a super religious person. I do believe in God, but you can't convince me that God is a good guy. Like, I don't buy that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do it. You give a fuck what you say. It's a stupid argument. Like, the thing that makes the most sense, to be honest with you, would be God is evil. Honestly, it would make if there is like a God that's like what people are saying, he'd have to be. You know, and the way I look at it is like, you know, like just all the violence and everything. Maybe that's something that, you know, he likes to see. You know what I mean? I don't know. The whole thing's just fucking weird to me. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a very interesting perspective.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, you know, it could be either way. I don't know. I used to be a hardcore fucking atheist, but the reason I know that there's something else that goes on there was because me and my ex-girlfriend, we played with the fucking Ouija board one time, right?
Yeah.
And fucking, I don't know, have you ever played with the Ouija board?
No, when I was young, I watched that movie Ouija, the original. And yeah, I was just like, nah, I'm cool on that.
That shit, dude, you play with that shit and it'll trip you out, man, because I got all kinds, dude, that ghosts are real, man. You play with the Ouija board, that shit'll fuck with you, man. And it makes me wonder, like, if ghosts are real, it means there has to be something else. You know what I mean? But I mean, I wouldn't go into saying, like, and then part of me thinks, like, you know, like, if there is a God, it might not be, like, an intelligent being. It could be like an object, if that makes sense. Kind of like the sun, you know what I mean? Like not something you could communicate with, but I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Nobody fucking knows. That's why nobody can tell you the truth. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. That's, like I say, that's a different view. I don't think I've ever thought about it like that, but I mean, like I say, you know, that's what makes the den so great is people bringing in different views, and you know, you definitely got to ponder something like that. So when you mess with that Ouija board, what's the most interesting outcome that you had fucking around with that Ouija board?
Man, the Ouija board? Fuck, dude. I had some, like, you talk with so many spirits, and I don't know if they're demonic. Some people say they're demonic spirits you conversate with, too, or maybe they're just evil spirits. It's hard to tell. Because, I mean, there's a lot of fucking evil people. You don't know if they're a rapist or a murderer, you know, but you don't know. It might be a demonic spirit. But when I was using it, I had the ghost say that it wanted us to die.
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was trying to impersonate my ex-girlfriend's fucking brother who committed suicide. So I was like, wait a minute, how do you know it's not just a ghost impersonating your brother? Because she started asking it questions, and it, you know, personal questions that only he would know, and it answered differently. I can't remember what it was. This was about 5 or 6 years ago. But, yeah, because we were using that shit all night, man. All night. But it's a trip, man. It really is a fucking... You don't even... And the crazy thing about it is you don't need to fucking buy a Ouija board. You know, you could make one yourself. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They think like, oh, well, you know, it's a kid's toy. Well, it's stupid. No, you can make one. You don't need to go to fucking Toys R Us to get one. You don't need to go to Walmart. You can fucking make one yourself, dude. There's YouTube videos on how to do it. That shit's real, man. If you want to trip out, man, fuck.
No, I think I'm gonna miss out on that experience, but I'm gonna take your word for it. look, it's been too much. Yeah, I don't think I need to communicate with anything that's to jump to the other side. So I'm cool on that one. There's a lot of shit I'd rather not know answers to.
Yeah, I didn't watch them all. Are you a real religious person? Because I didn't really watch the episode. I just kind of saw it, so I want to kind of comment on the title of it.
No, like I said, I was raised Jehovah's Witness, but I have not really been active. That was probably my early teenage, preteen years, probably since I've been, was consistent with that. And just the things that I've gone through in life, I've definitely strayed away from it. There are still some tenets of religion that I apply, but I wouldn't say that I have any kind of structure. There are certain things that I do believe, but I wouldn't call myself religious. So, no.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way too. I mean, I can't really. And there were times in my life when I was like a hardcore Christian, hardcore atheist, and now I don't know where the hell I'm at right now. I can't really say that I'm because I'm not an atheist, but I'm not really. I don't know. I say agnostic, but I do believe that there's something out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really do.
What always gets me with the agnostic label is like people say they're agnostic, that being agnostic is supposed to be, you question everything. But eventually, if you're questioning everything, shouldn't you be seeking an answer? Don't you eventually have to come to an answer? I would think so. Eventually, you have to end up one way or the other. I would think that being agnostic would only be like a temporary situation. Because I've heard a lot of people say, well, I'm agnostic and I question everything. Well, if you're questioning everything, where are you getting your answers? And eventually these answers should lead you in one direction or another.
There's different forms of agnostic. There's regular agnostic, which is, because there's no proof that God exists or doesn't exist, I'm just going to stay neutral until proof is given. That's basically agnostic, okay? Mm-hmm. And then there's atheist agnostic, which are the same way. They're like, I don't know if it's real, but I'm leaning more towards that it's not real until there's more facts proven to me. So there's an atheist, and then there's just a hardcore atheist, which just firmly believes, nope, there's no God, fuck that, nope, impossible. You know what I mean? So there's different forms of it too. And then there's also, someone was telling me because there's people that are Christian or even Muslim or whatever, but they don't really believe everything in the Bible.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like Christian agnostic, because they believe Jesus was the Savior, but they don't really believe everything, which is understandable. I could get their argument, because the fucking Bible has been rewritten throughout history by kings and dictators so many fucking times. You know that, right, Honcho? Yeah. So it's not like we're getting the original version of it either way,
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Like I said, there's definitely a lot of changes going on, but I think we were talking about that kind of briefly during that episode, and I was just saying, if you are religious, you have to take, what you got, and you got to use the tools that that you feel are going to guide you in the right direction. Of course, things are going to get switched up in translation. I think the point I had made was that there's things you can't translate clearly from English to Spanish. So if you're taking something from fucking halfway across the world, and then from a time in a language that isn't really even used anymore, and then trying to make it in English and make it clearly understood, there's going to be a little bit of disconnect, or there's going to be a little bit of information that's lost or not clearly conveyed. So I definitely think that there are some things that aren't going to be understood, and that's why people have so many different interpretations of the text themselves, and they mean this and they mean that. But I think we had some good calls that night, though. So if you do get some time, you should definitely check it out. We had some very good calls that night. I want to say it was a guy, Ray Ray's wife, April. She called in and she had some very good points to make. I think Broderick Brooks, he had some good points to make. And like I said, a lot of folks who called in that night and spoke on it from a religious perspective had some very good calls. And I think it was a pretty good episode, man. So if you got some time, you should definitely check it out.
All right, man, for sure.
All right, well, Mr. Bretto, man, hey, be careful in Cancun, man. Next time you go, just, maybe do a little bit of, you got to get the cat facts first.
Hey, Honcho, it's fun, though, man. You like going to the beach, though, right?
Yeah, I fuck with the beach.
Yeah, okay, check this out. It was $800 for 7 days, 6 nights, right on the beach. That's airfare included. That includes the hotel, all the food you can eat, all the alcohol you could drink. That's not shitty drinks. That's hard liquor, champagne, beer, you name it. Fucking shots, mixed drinks. Right on the beach, a hotel right on the beach. You have 5 different restaurants to choose from: steakhouse, Mexican food, Italian food, Japanese food. Fucking, I can go on and on and on. And it was all you can eat. It's really good food, man. You should check it out, bro. Steak and lobster every fucking night, dude. Oh, man. I'm telling you, they got some good deals at Cancun. Cancun is fucking sweet, man. You gotta go. $800 for 6 days, 7 nights, all the food, airfare, everything included. You gotta go, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking. Look, we talking about having some type of den meet and greet. Look, we might have to slide to Cancun, y'all. Shit.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's what's
Shit.
up. That's
We got to start the Den Justice League, man. All the superheroes fucking colliding, you know. Let's do it. The Den Force. All right, man. Take it easy, man. Have a
All
good one.
right, brother, man. Appreciate the call, man. Bet. Hey, you know what? Look, and look, brother might have just he might have just dropped a nugget on us, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, that might be the lick, man. That might be the lick. OKC lost again. OKC hates it because they the reason why OKC hates Houston is because they wanna believe that they made the right decision, and that right decision was that James Harden wasn't that good. They did better off sticking with Russell Westbrook than fucking James Harden. James Harden and Durant probably would have won a fucking championship as opposed to Harden. I mean, as opposed to Westbrook and fucking Durant. But all right, man, we're gonna wrap it. We're gonna make that the last call, okay? Because it's time to get into the Brody B Chronicles, man. We gotta do this. Because somebody said they were gonna call, and then I ain't seen him in the chat in a minute, so I don't know. But it's all Gucci, man. We gonna get into it. We gonna talk about it, and let's just make a shake. Give me just a second while I pull this up. But I mean, I don't know. I gotta see how good the Wi-Fi is out there. How good is the internet connection? So we can. I gotta make sure, because if we do a den meet and greet, and if it's a long-term thing, I gotta be able to. I still gotta be able to stream for those of us who don't get to make it to the den. They shouldn't be left out. We'll put it in their face how much fun we having, and tell them that they should be here, and then cut the stream short. Nah, I'm talking shit, man. Let's see what we got going here. All right. No, wrong email inbox. That's why. Let's see what's second. All right, Jay. Oh man. Okay. Okay, that's just connected with the other one. Okay. Hope y'all ready. Hope y'all got you something nice to drink. I hope you got your popcorn. I hope you done all the proper preparations. It is time to get into part 5. We're finna go live in part 5. Cut the line off. And so let's see first. Who's gonna get a gift? And who's gonna get pimped? 69 cents to Roger for the story. Sweet Berry, you missed the show, so I had to pimp you out for 10 pistachios. Ain't that a bitch? All right, let's get into the conversation here. In part 4, I left you with a revelation, a clear sign that God was growing tired of my shenanigans. I was sinning day and night. On top of that, I got too far down. It's fucking light getting my eye. All right, bow right here is perfect. Said I was sinning day and night. On top of that, I knew I was living in sin as well. It was time that I show the woman that I love, the mother of my child and love of my life, that I actually was the man I promised her I would be. Yes, it was time for me to grow up. It seems odd to say that an 18-year-old needs to grow up. However, I had done so much over the past 4 years that I wasn't afforded the luxury of growing up at a normal pace. I made man choices that I needed to live by. Why wouldn't I want to be good to such a gorgeous young woman who I had grown up with? She was obviously a ride or die chick. She'd been through so much already in her life. She was abandoned by her own mom and dad, raised by grandparents and aunts, growing up in a small shotgun house with 20 other relatives. I promised her that she would never have to experience that again. In fact, I was the lucky one. I mean, she chose me. She could have had anyone else. She was the girl that everyone in Texas City wanted, but she was mine. How could I take this for granted? I decided to straighten up for a time. You see, LF was still in my back pocket as an insurance policy. In the event that my eventual wife would get fed up with me, not only that, but I didn't completely stop hoeing around 100%. I always had something brewing. This would stop for good on the day that I decided to bend the knee. After 3 years in the big city, and my woman growing tired of not being made an honest woman, I asked her to marry me. Well, kind of. We were in the midst of a heated argument one afternoon when she said the only words that I would ever take seriously. I can do bad by my goddamn self, she yelled. Oh, hell no. I can't let that happen. Who was I fooling? My life would be nothing without her. What would happen to my son? I gotta make it right. As all of these thoughts bounced around in my head, I stormed out of the apartment, but I would soon storm back in, this time with a ring in tow. I bent down on one knee in front of her, reached in my pocket and pulled out a small black velvet box. I cracked it open. She jumped up with excitement, wrapped her arms around my neck so tight I couldn't even get the words out. 6 months later, I was a married man, a happily married man with a new outlook on life. I convinced myself that I was going to do right and never be unfaithful to her. I held true to that. Although temptation would always rear its ugly head, I would hold true by reminding myself that it's just flesh. This method worked for me as I swatted down women like flies. They were coming at me in droves at this point. I was now working in corporate America, in big city skyscrapers with some of the most attractive and successful women Houston had to offer. Didn't affect me one bit. I could finally say that I was coming home every day with a clean slate and a clear conscience. 3 years and 3 apartments later, as I lay asleep on my couch one late evening, something suddenly came over me. I nervously arose from my slumber and looked around. Everything was still in place. Nothing was different, but something was weird. Was it the weed that I was smoking? I'm sure that's all it was, right? Over the next few days, I suddenly felt the overwhelming desire to be out of the house, to get back to running the streets. Somehow I felt as if I was missing out on something. And so it began, again. But this time, much more was at stake. My boy Spiller had given me a new nickname. He called me 9-5, as if to say that 95 Brody was back. I had to agree. Yes, he was back. He also informed me that AP, yes, that AP, my old number 3, was now living in the city. I reached out to her. Once again, this would be the greatest mistake of my life. She was all grown up now, fine as ever. Yet she was in a serious relationship with her live-in boyfriend. Challenge accepted. Damn. I would begin playing mind games with her, so to speak. We were getting closer. Still not yet physical, but I was fucking her emotionally, unlike anything she'd ever experienced. All the time I was playing with her heart. I was falling myself. After a couple of months of mind fucking and sporadic meetings, I would finally get caught slipping. On the very same couch that unexplainable feeling come over me. I would sleep through a very important call from my wife. The phone went straight to voicemail, and for some reason my wife was able to get into my messages. She heard everything. A voice from a young woman who my wife explained had to be very familiar with me. She of course took the liberty of calling AP up and got an earful. AP didn't play by the rules this time. She informed my wife that we had been seeing each other and how long she's actually been around. Spilled it all and didn't hold back. All of this was going on while I was fast asleep. The front door burst open. I woke up to see a pissed off wife. "You got something you want to tell me?" she yelled. She spilled it all there and there was nothing I could do. I was caught. I had to admit it. I knew it was over. There was no way she was going to forgive me for this. All I could think about is how stupid I was to think I could get away with this forever. The tables turned quickly on me when my sweet, innocent, dear, lovely wife of mine dropped a bombshell on me. You see, all that time that I was leaving her alone running the streets, she too had someone whispering in her ear. being that voice of comfort when she needed it. While I was acting like a boy, there was another man in my cookie jar. I couldn't believe it. How could she play me? Me. I was foolishly more upset at the fact that it could actually happen to me rather than the fact that she was cheating. My ego, was in fact my kryptonite. I really couldn't blame her. In fact, I even had a newfound respect for her because I had no clue at all. What goes around comes back around again. We mutually decided that we needed to separate in order to get ourselves right. I moved out into my own apartment. It was supposed to be a time for me to get right. However, as soon as I decided to move out, AP would suddenly break up with her live-in boyfriend and we would become an actual thing. She was now my number one. We spent every day together. She was actually blowing my mind and I was infatuated beyond compare. However, I still spent a few hours every day at my wife's apartment while she worked, watching over my son after school. Honestly, I was really there more so to try and keep tabs on her. Every day I would help my son with his homework, get him fed, and then I would go out on the patio and fire up a blunt. One particular day when I went out on the patio, there on the railing sat two white doves. They literally showed up out of nowhere. I could tell that they were male and female. Funny thing is, I hate birds. And I really hated these two doves because they were shitting up the patio. And they just sat there and they stared at me. And they wouldn't leave. I tried everything. Water, roach spray, rocks, broom. That nigga broom again. They would fly away for a moment and come right back. They were there every single day and would not leave at all. I had only seen real white doves once or twice my entire life, but these two were hell-bent on claiming their territory. So we spent days competing in stare-offs that I would always lose. Meanwhile, my wife and I started getting a lot closer again. My relationship with AP began to fail miserably for some reason. AP started hating me. She could see the writing on the wall. Again, she was wasting her time. In fact, we both were. It was great while it lasted, but it was painfully obvious where my heart was. It wasn't with her. It was all a fantasy. This time her heart was actually broken and bitterness would follow. I couldn't do it anymore. I was feeling a guilt like none I had before. I knew that saving my marriage was more important than continuing to sell my wild oats. This would be even more evident when my wife informed me that she was pregnant. We were having a girl this time. I always wanted a little girl, but I had to be a good and true man now. I didn't want to raise a daughter in chaos. I had to be able to show my daughter how a man should treat a lady. That being said, it was time for me to move the big screen TV and the PlayStation back into my wife's apartment. Daddy was home and committed. On that day I came back home, I went on the patio to fire up a rather ceremonial blunt. I locked eyes with those doves once again, and I said to those doves, I'm back. This time they would fly off, never to return again. Once again, God has shown his love and protection. His Holy Spirit was at work the whole entire time. You see, the white dove is a sign of the Holy Spirit and the bringing of new life. He watched over my house when I was away and blessed me with a new life. Although things haven't been perfect and trust has been hard to restore, God has continued to bless our marriage. We've never gone without. Our money has increased exponentially. Every single year, we've purchased 2 new homes. Every single year, we've purchased 2 new homes, had 2 more children, for a total of 4, and dedicated our lives to God. When you decide to accept Jesus Christ in your life, change will come. He's real. Hey, Jack. That's tough, man. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. You know, I'm a person, and I look at things. And first, I want to say thank you to Brosh for sharing that story with us, man. You know, all 5 parts. He missed it. I think we went about 2 days without him, but I know they started off, I want to say, earlier in the week. So I think it was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Or no, was it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? I think it was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then tonight. But I'm a person, the two doves things, it makes, it intrigues me because, I don't know, maybe it's the human nature, maybe it's human mind, or whatever it may be. But I feel like there are signs that tell you when you're headed down the right path. When you're not seeing signs, when you're not seeing those things, you know, you're not really doing that. You know, when you just kind of on a road that again, like I say, if you ain't got no GPS, you don't have any map. But sometimes those signs are extremely subtle. And if it's in your mind that you're looking for something, that those signs will come to fruition, they'll make sense. But then I don't know if it's just the human mind, you know, you're seeking something, you're making it up for yourself. But I feel that story, and and like I say, I appreciate you for sharing that with us. Because like I said, I know you dedicated some time and some effort, because that was a lot of writing. Definitely dedicated a lot of time and effort sharing those things with us, man. Hey, it is what it is. And I'm glad that everything's worked out. And again, that's what people got to realize too. And I think we got a lot of people these days that think, you know, you put a ring on a finger, it's going to all be peachy keen. You pop a kid out, it's going to all be peachy keen. And that's not the case, man. It's a job. Marriage is a job. Relationships are a job. You know, overcoming yourself, overcoming, you know, what issues you may have together and everything else that the world throws at you. Definitely something to consider. Some of y'all youngsters can definitely take notes. But that's tough. Beefing with the two doves, with the blunt. That sounds like me and some squirrels I've had some encounters with over the years. But that's a dope story though. That is. It really is a dope story. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's what's up. Do you even talk about those doves often? See, y'all thought y'all didn't escape. They watching y'all. They on top of the house right now. What this nigga Roger doing? You write stories talking about us, huh? We check your car in the morning, nigga. You gonna have to clean that shit up. Think you gonna talk about us? We got you, nigga. Oh man. But that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Like I said, I like to hear a good story. I don't believe in happy endings, but if you're happy to put in the work, you know, the ending will be worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? So, there's that. There is that. You know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's a good note to. I think it's a good note to. What was Westbrook's stat line looking like tonight? He's terrible. I don't care what anybody said. Everybody knows. That's what I say. That's what that dude got rated the most overrated player, and he'd be like averages a triple double for the third year or something like that, and gets voted by his peers as the most overrated player in the league. I wonder why. You know, but everybody fucking says that you can't. Harden is the hardest player to guard. Like, ain't nobody changing the entire defense for Russell. They don't give a fuck about Russell Westbrook. They gonna let him shoot himself out the game. But fucking Harden, Utah changed their whole program, and the third time it all kind of worked. They start tackling. Like, they so frustrated. They fucking tackling this man. They don't want that. They're doing anything to let this man get some consistency going. Yeah, he's terrible. Man, I've been telling folks, man. You know, but it is what it is. You know. Yeah, it should have been for me, but he wouldn't have got tackled on that bitch. It's all good. But here's the deal, man. Again, like I say, shout out to Brother for sharing that story. Shout out to AB. Shout out to D-Love. Shout out to Miss V Darko for sharing the confessions with us tonight. Let me make sure I ain't miss nobody. And shout out to Bretto, man. My fault. Shout out to Bretto. Look, Bretto, you know, man, look, Cancun sounds good. You know, I just don't want to get too drunk and make a mistake. Nah, I ain't got to worry about that. I don't think that'll be a problem. But, yeah, common foul, my ass. The dude got speared. They call that shit a common foul. But again, that tells you it's a playoff foul. You know, it's playoff foul, man. But again, them dudes is trash. Man, Paul George's worst mistake was to fucking stay in OKC. But, you know, it is what it is. So here's the deal. I think I'm I think I'm gonna get on the mixer for a little bit tonight, for a little while, because it takes a bit for the streams to get finished processing. I'm gonna do some work on them later on tonight to start doing some things in the morning. But yeah, I'm gonna talk a little shit on the mixer for a little bit. But I appreciate y'all for coming through. A B&B, a bed and breakfast. This is what I'm gonna have to do. Like I say, when I get a couple of things figured out, I'm gonna start, maybe taking a survey of how many people would really truly show up. Because I know we got people, all over the place, and definitely plan ahead. And then maybe we'll throw a couple of ideas out there, and see what's really shaking. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be ideal. And just see how many people were really talking about it, how many people really show up, and then kind of figure out an event from there. Maybe a location where this is equal to everybody. Because like I said, I know we got a few folks in Chicago. I know Chicago might gonna come through. I know we got a couple of folks out in Cali, and then of course Houston, I think, or the Texas area is where the majority of us are. Look, we gotta get Miss Lady all the way from North Carolina so she can bring that pizza. We got some Canadians, so it's gonna be some logistics, but we're gonna figure it out. About 6 or 7 beds. Yeah, I'm trying to party hardcore. I'm old man. I'm going to sleep at 9. You say you're doing all on food and not drinks and all for sure. That's what I say. We're gonna have to, we'll have to figure it out. That would be cool. I think it'd be a cool little event. Just depending on how many people it would really show up. I sleep wild, so I got a bed to myself. I ain't looking out. Y'all figure the rest of that day. Y'all got to figure out the rest of the logistics on your own. That's a bed wiper space. There'll be another one tomorrow. We'll be pre-gaming tomorrow. Next time we get the Rocks the love they do and they deserve. So it's gonna be all good. But like I say, we're gonna plan some things. Just so if I was throwing it out there, what would be ideal? Because I'm just thinking. I know people have kids. I know there's other situations, things that have to be dealt with. Would a summertime thing be ideal? Push it maybe back towards the fall. I know, like I said, it's just like I said, I don't know what people are dealing with, kids in school and all that other extra stuff, and make it shake. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out. What y'all look. I don't gamble, so I ain't really tripping on that. I don't like just losing money. Look, I gotta be in the game. I'm gonna have to learn how to play some cards or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we finna slide to Saudi Arabia. Then we gonna go down. We go ride some camels. We gonna get them camel races. Say where they be riding in the G-Wagons while the camels be out there fucking dipping and dabbing. I do my own security, goddamn it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Say some are more expensive. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna see what's shaking. I'm gonna throw some ideas out there. And like I said, we're gonna see who really talking about doing something, and we'll start figuring some things out as to how to put it together. Did I delete the pregame show? You on the Right Sauce channel, or you on Sauce Sports? You on Sauce Sports TV? Because Sauce Sports, it should be on Sauce Sports TV. It should be there. Where you at, Miss V Dark? Are you in Texas? Where are you at? I'm being nosy. Alcohol is illegal. I ain't even tripping. I don't drink like that anyway. Oh, you right there. Okay. Man, look, yeah, ATX, look, they cool with the reefer. They ain't tripping on the reefer too much. Look, if we gonna be doing all this, I gotta get to this goal. I gotta reach this 5K real quick. I'm gonna be partying with y'all. Y'all gonna be all wasted and shit. I'm being at up sober like a motherfucker. Like, yeah, this is a blast. These degenerates. But yeah, we'll make something shake, man. We definitely gonna make something happen because I think that'll be ideal. Maybe start doing something, depending on how it goes the first time, maybe a couple of times a year, every now and then. We make it shake. Hit that shit 2 times for your boy, Mac 11. I'm gonna check it out just a second to see what's up with it, see if it's why it's not showing up. But here is the deal. As a matter of fact, I changed it to the thing. It's showing up as a South Sports on Dilly Dally. But here's the deal. Okay. Like I said, I'll post the link to this after the shit is over with, or in the morning. I'll post it to the thing. Get you one of these old Den Folk shirts, man. You know, you have to get you one of them. But we gonna have a meet and greet so people know we all in the same game, whatever we end up doing. But with that being said, I appreciate all of y'all. I'm gonna slide over to the mixer action. You know what I'm saying? For a little while, if you want to join me there, we're gonna be sitting there talking a little bit of shit. If not, hey Jack, I appreciate y'all coming through anyway. So, yeah, that's look. I think as long as I'm legalized, look, I ain't trying to get put away. Put the link in here for y'all that are interested. And oh, that's not how you said it. That's definitely not how you spell it. Okay. All right. We'll make it shake. Like I said, we'll do some talking. I'll throw some ideas out there while we talking shit in the den or something. Try to get some ideas. I'll come up with a couple of options, and then, like I say, see who's really serious about it, and then we'll take some votes, and then you know, we'll figure it all out. You know, hey, DeMarcus, man, we gotta grow. Eventually, we all gotta grow, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta definitely grow. Bell, you been in here? Let's see, Bell been in here low key, just chilling. Good night. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate all of y'all coming through, man. It's not in the description yet. I gotta put it together, and I'll put it in there. But with that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. You know how it goes. Y'all ain't gotta go home. It's still relatively early, I guess. You know, but y'all do gotta get the fuck up out of here. And I'm out. What y'all doing? Y'all still in here? It's going down? I don't even know. We're gonna figure it out. The den will be the greatest event ever.